Hello, sweet stampin' friends. It hasn't been that long since I was live with you. So I don't know if you were able to join me live last night. I shared how to make some Christmas cards really quickly and really pretty cards with the Reindeer Days Memories and More card pack. And so if you didn't get a chance to watch that, go back, watch the replay. You can find it on my YouTube channel. Actually, I wanted to share something with you because someone had asked about how many cards could you make with the festive glimmer paper, and I was trying to do the math real quick in my head, and I did it incorrectly. I realized afterwards because I was using the wrong measurement. So I wanted to just show you a really cool app before I get into today's project, because if you don't have this app, you're going to want it because it's amazing, helpful tool to have on your mobile device. It is called Die Cut. And what I did is you just enter in the measurements. Let's not do that. You enter in the measurements of your paper. In this case, the Festive Glimmer paper is 12 by 12 in imperial. So if you're metric, you'll need to change your type of size. Then you put the cut size. Now, in yesterday's video, I was trying to figure it on 3 inches by 4 1/4, which was wrong. So it's actually 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 for the background that I used on the glimmer paper. And so when I did that, I came up with, it told me I could do 6. And I'm like, oh, come on, we can do better than that. But if you notice, there are different options. So you can click on this one, layout 3, and it'll show you a way to do 7, but I want even more. So I clicked on option 4, layout 4. And look, you could get 8 per sheet if you cut it in the way that they suggest. So really cool app to maximize using your paper, your cardstock, to get the most cuts out of them, especially if you're doing multiple cuts. So I just wanted to share that with you. So let's see, on the Festive Glimmer paper, you could get 8 cuts per sheet of 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I think that would be a total of 48 for all 6 sheets, which should be plenty for that Memories and More card pack. All right, so just wanted to explain that real quick because I thought that was a great question, and I've been wanting to share that app with you. And so if you don't have that, you can download that. It's called Die Cut, DYCUT. All right, guys. Hello, Pam, Paula, Elizabeth, Angela, Kelly. Thank you for joining me to craft today. We are going to make another project with the Sweetest Star bundle. Just a quick reminder, tomorrow is the last day to sign up for the Sweetest Star Craft Along projects. I will be live here on Tuesday, December 10th at 2 o'clock Central Time. So if you're in a different time zone, do the math there. And we're going to make 4 projects during that live. And your kit will include the pre-cut project supplies, plus you're going to get a pack of rhinestones. You're going to get half a pack of the Take a Bow Designer Series paper, and then you're going to get 1 strip of the little peppermints to use on your gingerbread. That's all I could get enough of because they keep selling out, but I managed to get enough for everybody to get 1 strip in their project pack. And then of course, I am also going to include this really cute little candy cane shaped nail file for one of the projects. But I decided I'm going to throw in a bonus project. Now, it's the one that I did last week. So you're going to get the pre-cut project pieces to make the project, but you're going to need and I'm also going to include the little Santa candies. However, you're going to need to find some kind of die. Once you put on your designer series paper, you're going to need to be able to die cut an opening. You can use a rectangle, something elongated to be able to make that opening. So I'm not going to demonstrate this project because it's the one I did last week, but in your tutorial, I will link back to last week's video so that you will have that. Now, if you just want to provide your own supplies and prep them, actually I don't, the PDF tutorial isn't on my PDF store just yet, but by the end of November I will have it in my PDF store. You can always find that at simplysweetinkdesigns.com. There's a link to my PDF store. All right, so quick reminder, tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock in the Central Time in the morning, the PDF or the project sheet for week 7, which is for project 9 of the Reindeer Days Christmas series, will go out to your email inboxes tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. So if you're on my email list, That is a little perk to you as a thank you for being part of my email list. If you're not on my email list, you're welcome to join. It's really simple. Go to my blog and you can click on the connect tab and it will take you, you'll have a little option there for you to join my email list. And it also too, if you missed a week, all of the weeks, the prior week project sheets are there for you. Let's see, what else do I have? At 3 o'clock Central Time, the email will go out for today's project. We're going to make a hot cocoa holder this week. Remember, I told you I had a leftover piece when I die cut out this section. I didn't want to throw it away, so we're going to use it today. All right. So this email project sheet will go out at 3 o'clock p.m. Central Time tomorrow afternoon. So you're going to get 2 emails on Saturday. All right. So be on the lookout for that. It has the instructions and the measurements and supplies that were used in the project today. All right. Let's see. One last thing. On Monday, we have a lot going on. On Monday is the start of the 12 Days of Christmas. I collaborated to co-design with 5 demonstrator friends, and I am going to be sharing with you over a 12-day period of time, starting on November 25th through December 6th at 2 o'clock Central Time. I will come and I will share one of their projects with you. If you got the pre-cut kit, they have already been mailed. I sent you an email last night with this tutorial so that you have it. You can start prepping. In fact, if you want, I would prep the moose project. I would at least prep and stamp, color, and die cut out your little moose to get started for Monday, all right? And then I'll try to remind you each day what to prep for the next day. Now, if you want just the PDF tutorial, it is available for $25, and you can just message me and I'll tell you how you can get the tutorial. That way you can craft along. You can provide all your own supplies to craft along each day with me. All right, like I said, a lot to cover. Let's see. Oh, quick thing. I almost forgot. The December Sweet Creations Club, that the subscription period is open right now. It's going to feature the Cake Celebrations bundle to make 4 cards and a cute little gift box. And so the subscription period runs till December 5th. The cost for the monthly subscription is $43. If you just want to try it out for a month, you can message me and I'd be happy to send you an invoice for $48 to get a 1-month kit without a subscription. All right. So just message me if you would like that link. All right, let's get into the project today. As I said, we had this leftover piece from last week that I wanted to repurpose. So we're going to make a cute little hot cocoa holder. I feel like it's kind of dark. I am going to make a quick adjustment, and I hate to do this because I thought I had already fixed it. I want to kind of just brighten it up just a little bit. Is that maybe a little bit brighter, a little bit better, easier to see? All right. It does feature this Sweetest Star bundle. Now, the bundle is currently on back order because the Star Punch is not available right now until the first week of December. I'm always hopeful these come back in earlier. I will tell you though, this is easy enough to manually cut just from the stamp set. So don't let that hold you back. Okay. You can easily do the projects with just the stamp set if you don't mind doing a little fussy cutting. All right. So let's go ahead and get the project. Well, first, let me get this. Hopefully you can see that. Let's see right there. There is the quick reference for the supplies that I'm using today. So you have all your measurements. Now we're going to start off with a piece of real red cardstock, and this piece measures 5 1/4 across by 8 1/2 down. So you can get 2 of these holders out of 1 sheet of cardstock. Now I have score lines here, and they're a little difficult to see. So I'm bringing in a helper today. And that is my scoreboard. And so I also too, I brought in an extra little thing to kind of help us out. So it's a little bit easier to see. So it's 5 1/4 by 8 1/2. And what we're going to do is we are going to score it 3/4 of an inch, 4 1/2 inches along the short side. Then we're going to rotate it and have your top along the long side. And we're going to score again at 2 1/2 inches, 3 1/4. But then we're going to do a partial score line at 5 3/4. So I'll do 5 3/4. I'll flip it over and I'll make a little partial score line. And the reason for that is because I want to angle cut the side and I need to know where to start angling. And so as you can see right here, I just took my paper snips and angled that up right there. So I've already done all the score lines. This is the template to follow. And so right here is one of my little 5 3/4 marks. And so I'm going to take my paper snips and I'm going to start at the top. And I'm just going to angle cut. Now I will tell you, a longer pair of scissors works much better, but I can manage. Let's see. So I'm just going to cut at an angle up to the tip. So from our little 5 3/4 tick marks all the way to the top score line right there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip up the side score lines here. This is going to form our little box tabs. All right, so this is what your template should look like before we start adding the designer series paper. And I'm just going to follow along right here. So this is where we're at right now. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to add some designer series paper. So on the inside, I took a piece of the candy cane print. This piece measures 3.5 by 5 inches, and I'm just going to glue it right here. And just center it. Now, if you want to conserve some of your paper, you can make it shorter. I did 5 inches. You can do less. You can maybe do 4 inches and save the rest for something else. I'm just covering the whole inside piece. Now, also too, I have some designer series paper on the front here. So I'm going to burnish my score lines. And there is the front for the pocket, where everything is going to sit inside. But while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and burnish my other score lines. Okay, so while I have this flat, I'm just going to fold over the front. I'm going to take my polka dot Take a Bow designer series paper. I forgot to mention both of these come from the Take a Bow designer series paper. They are double-sided. This piece measures 2 1/4 by 3.5, and I'm just going to glue it on the front of the pocket. All right, so now we have the inside designer series paper, the outside. We're going to fold our tabs in, and I'm going to add just a little bit of glue right here on the tab. And I'm going to glue it to the back long panel, the one that we angle cut. Just hold it for a second, then I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. Again, glue that tab to the back long section. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add glue on the front, or on the short section here on each side. And that is going to just glue to the sides of my little box here. Now, if you need a little help, you can take a little bone folder. Help to adhere. All right, so there's the base of our box right now. Just really, really cute, but we're gonna like decorate it up. One, we're going to use the leftover piece from last week's project. Now, if you don't have that, what you can do is you can just use the Greetings of the Season dies. This is a double-ended die or label from that set. You can just die cut it out. Now, I would caution you to note the direction of, if you are going to use the same pattern, that's candy cane stripe, you want to make sure that it's going in the same direction. So I'm going to pop that up with dimensionals. And it's green from last week's project, but that's okay because nobody's really going to see it. And just going to pop it up right here on the front of my box. And then I have punched out with the 2 3/8 circle punch, just pop in basic white cardstock. I'm just going to glue it on flat, just here in the middle. Add a little glue there. It's going to get glued on flat, just to give a nice backdrop for my cute little gingerbread man. All right, so now we're going to do some embossing today. So I have a piece, just a scrap piece of pecan pie cardstock, and I'm just going to use scrap paper to put my embossing powder on. And let's see, what else do I need? I need Versamark. That's going to be the sticky stuff that it's going to stick to. And then my powder. And then one last thing. We don't carry this at Stampin' Up! Anymore, but it's called an embossing buddy, or it may be called anti-static embossing powder. You can sometimes find them at local craft stores. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this on top, just kind of a light layer on top of my cardstock there. Then I'm going to take my gingerbread stamp. I'm going to ink it up with the Versamark. Now the Versamark just basically is a clear, sticky ink for my powder to stick on. So I'm going to stamp that. And let's see if you can see that. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on just some scrap paper here, and I'm going to sprinkle on my white embossing powder. There is a tray that we sell, but I am just old school, and I just tend just to use a piece of scrap paper. Because what I can do is then I can take it, fold it in half, and just dump it back in. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my heat gun, and that does take a minute to kind of warm up, and it is a little bit loud. Now, before I emboss, I just wanted to let you know, now with white embossing powder, I don't know why, but when I try to do it on top, it tends to like leave a bunch of little openings or gaps between my white powder. So what I like to do is I like to come from underneath, heat it up, get most of it melted, then come back up to the top. All I can guess is that maybe the powder of the blast from the hot air, maybe that's blowing some of the powder off. So I like to come from underneath. And I just kind of keep moving it all around. I don't want to focus too much on one spot or I may burn my paper. Oh, there we go. Isn't that cool? I love embossing and heat embossing. So fun. All right, so now I'm just going to come on top here, capture anything that I might have missed. Isn't that cute? Looks like icing. All right, so now I'm just going to take my punch. Say that. I'm having a little challenge there. There we go. All right. And I'm going to punch out my gingerbread man. And then we are going to pop him up with dimensionals. I know they were here a moment ago. Oh, there they are. I've moved them off to the side. All right, so I want to tie in the little candy cane with those cute little peppermint embellishments. So I'm just going to take some of the small ones. There are 3 sizes. There's a large, a medium, and a small. I'm going to use the small ones just to match the little buttons that are on his little tummy here. And we're just going to add those on. Now there is one thing with this tag. There is a hole right there. There's actually a little tag hole. It didn't get punched out, but right there I can punch it out, and then you can see there's a little tag hole. So I want to cover that up, and I find the best way to do that is just to take some rhinestones, take some of the larger ones, and large or medium, either one. I might just go with large, and I'm going to cover up that hole. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other ends, just so we can add a little cute little sparkle on each end. And then the last couple of things to do, really simple, is just grab some hot cocoa, grab a candy cane. I just took some trim. This is part of the gold and silver trim pack. It comes in 2 spools right here. Really, really handy to have on hand for the holidays or for a lot of cute little projects. And I'm just going to use a mini glue dot. Now you could tie, if you wanted to, you could tie a bow around your candy cane. I'm just going to use a mini glue dot. And I'm just going to pop it right there. Now, to keep my candy cane from moving around, I'm probably going to secure it with a couple of glue dots just right there. And maybe one right there. And then that way I'll just have it adhered right there onto my packet of hot cocoa so that it doesn't move around. So anyway, that is the project for today. Really, really fun, cute project, great for just simple little gifts to give to neighbors, friends. You can make it a cute stocking stuffer. Again, quick reminder, tomorrow is the last day to get the Sweetest Star craft along kit. It originally was going to do 4 projects in our pre-cut supplies, but you're going to actually have enough to do 5 projects, 5 different projects. But I will only be demonstrating the 4. All right, so last thing, I had shared with you about the December Sweet Creations Club to make with the cake celebrations bundle. My goal, okay, next week's like crazy, right? We have Thanksgiving. Some of the 12 days of Christmas videos will be pre-recorded just because of the holidays. I'm scheduled to go on at 2 every day next week, but then I don't know if I'm going to be able to do 3 o'clock next Friday. So I may pre-record next week's project, and I may do it earlier because it makes a really cute little cake. So this is a cute little treat box. And the reason I think I want to record it for you earlier is I want to try to make a pumpkin pie version of it. And I think that would be really cute for Thanksgiving. Use the More Than Autumn bundle. And so hopefully I can do that for you this weekend and get it loaded for you and actually so you have it before Thanksgiving. All right. So this is just another little idea on how to use the Cake Celebrations bundle and that really pretty marble paper that's part of our online exclusives. All right, guys, y'all take care. We will see y'all we'll see you on Monday for the start of our 12 days of Christmas. Y'all take care. Have a great and blessed weekend, and we'll see you in a few days. Bye, guys.